Hello, guys. Today I have a privilege to sit down with one of the top agents in Canada, specifically in GTA. There is no other one than Shiv Sharma, who is a top 1% agent in Greater Toronto Area. Today, he's going to be sitting with us to talk about the current real estate market in Canada, specifically in the Greater Toronto Area, some of the best places to actually buy a home, and also some of the best mortgages and how to secure a mortgage in Canada. It's going to be a wonderful episode, so please make sure you subscribe and let's get this on now. All right, welcome, guys. Today I have a very special guest, Shiv Sharma, and he's one of the top real estate agents in Canada, specifically GTA, one of the top 1% in GTA. And today he's going to be briefing us about the current real estate market in Canada, and specifically the Greater Toronto Area and then the Greater Horseshoes area. So, Shiv, thank you for coming today. Can you tell a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what kind of services you provide?
Yeah, good morning, Kobe. Thanks for inviting me. It's a good opportunity to meet you and also talk about real estate. As you mentioned, I'm in real estate. I provide both residential and commercial services in sale, purchase, and lease. And I balance between the pre-construction and the resale so that I can meet the need of the both market. And we do work from east to west
Okay.
and north to south. So it covers from the Niagara to Kitchener-Waterloo, covers from London to Oshawa and Whitby area. And I'm from HomeLife Miracle Brokerage. It's one of the largest brokerage in GTA, I would say in Ontario. We are 2,100 agents, so we also get benefit from the opportunities and projects that we have in our hand.
Great. So, Shiv, thank you for answering my question, the first one. So, I have another question for you. Can you describe the current state of Canadian real estate market in terms of affordability, some of the new rules, the stress test, and can you just, let us know just a little bit about the market and where it's heading compared to a year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, so current market is very interesting. It has a mix of ups and downs. This is mostly due to the COVID situation that we had started in March, and still we are dealing with it.
Right.
But overall, the real estate market is moving up, is going up and up. It's happening all because of all the support that we have actually from government. With the recent economic condition that's still going up, also the less borrowing cost from the bank. So all these actually creates a market for sale, where people are coming out from the condominium and want to actually secure something in the townhouse or low-rising market, townhouse, semis, or smaller detached, at the low cost of a historical low of interest rate of 1.6 to 1.9.
1.6 to 1.9. Wow.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that in the early 70s, 80s, it was 11%, and now it's all the way less than 2%.
Yes, the recent, that's what the lowest borrowing cost is.
Wow.
So that creates a market of both purchase and sale opportunity.
Right. All right. So thank you.
And your second question, the part of the question was about the stress test and about the affordability. About affordability remains same because just because of the all the support we have from the government, both provincial level and the federal level. So and plus the people who has a job, they continue to actually grow, and so they have opportunity to invest or reinvest or buy or sell. The stress test actually plays a very good role for the lenders.
Okay.
And so stress test is more about it's actually a, a financial test by the lender to see how borrower is going to be in the worst case scenario.
I see. Right.
So what they do is they actually do a check on two factors. One is the total debt ratio and also the loan to value ratio.
Okay.
So total income debt is if they check the total debt you have, includes your all the monthly payments, and then they compare with your income and see how actually your percentage is.
Okay.
It should be in 43 to 50%. That is actually a right number. Second, the loan to value. Some lenders go for loan to value, so they check how much the loan they're providing you and the value of the house.
I see.
That's what you have seen actually the appraisers coming to the house and check how much is the value.
Okay.
So based on that, they see how your overall financial numbers are,
Right.
and they approve based on based on the two factors: the current prime rate, and also they look into the posted bank qualifying rate.
Okay. All right.
So, for example, if you have a 2% qualification rate, they check on that one, 2% approved rate. At the same time, worst case scenario of 4.79 posted rate by a bank, which is a qualification rate, they test you on the higher rate as well.
I see. Wow. So that's quite an extensive process you have to go through just to get a mortgage. Okay, so my next question to you is this the best time to buy in 2020 with the COVID situations and what is happening around the globe? Is this the best time to buy a house in Canada?
Yes, I would say yes, this is the best time to still buy, even though the COVID situation is around. The reason is the low borrowing cost again.
Okay.
Low borrowing cost, which is historical low.
You mean the interest rate?
Yeah, lower interest rate. That range from lowest is a 1.6 I heard.
Wow.
In the fixed, and the variable you can go 1.7.
So less than 2%.
Less than 2%. So one can think of moving from the rental to the townhouse at the same cost, where their property appreciate 8 to 10% minimum in Canada.
Wow.
I'm mostly talking about GTA.
Right.
So GTA is more than 10%.
So you're saying that if you're living in an apartment, you can actually move to buy a house, and the amount of money you use to rent is going to be almost the same as your mortgage.
Almost the same.
Because of the low borrowing cost.
Yes, almost the same. We go by the need of the customer. Some require only 2 bedrooms, some require 3 bedrooms. So there are options in the townhouses. Some are townhouse condo you can go for. Some are townhouses, regular traditional one you can go for. So you can almost go in the same range. At the same time, you are growing your capital.
Yes.
Your half of the money is going into principal.
Into principal, yeah.
Plus, your property appreciate minimum 8 to 10%.
Wow.
GTA numbers are more.
Wow.
But I always advise minimum number. But these are numbers from from Niagara region or Brantford and Paris and Oshawa. But if you come to GTA, numbers are bigger.
Even bigger.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're telling me within a year you can make between 6 to 8% to even 10% of income of principal in your house. That is wow. Okay, great. All right. So my next question to you is, you spoke a little bit about the GTA, and the market here, just like me and you both knows, it's quite expensive, very expensive. But saying if you're looking for more affordable areas, what can you tell us about certain areas, cities, towns, areas where people can actually start looking in terms of not just Brampton, Mississauga, or Toronto, but actually outskirts? Which areas would you recommend?
Yeah, I think it goes by whether you're looking for yourself into the resale market or into the new pre-construction, or you're looking to invest.
Okay.
So if you're looking to resell, the factors are different. Where you have to see the proximity of your work, because I know in COVID situation, majority of them working from home. After some time, you have to come back to the normal, and that's what we hope for. So in that scenario, we have to look for the nearest area to GTA. Okay. So those will be Hamilton.
Hamilton, okay.
Has Mount Hope and Castor region.
Mount Hope
also
Castor, okay.
Stony Creek.
Stony Creek, okay.
Then Brantford and Paris.
Brantford and Paris, okay.
So these are the areas I can think of.
What about the east? It's like Oshawa, Ajax, Pickering. What about the east?
So I was coming to that point. So before we go east, we also have one area, one city that people were not thinking before, but now is going to actually develop in a very fast manner, is Guelph.
Guelph.
Yeah, so Guelph is also near a city where builders have started working on the new build project. So that is the area you can think of.
Okay.
When you go to east, yes, Whitby, Ajax, Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, and Oshawa. Those are the four, I would say. But considering the distance from the Union Station, eventually what somebody actually look for, still we are within the range of the distance to Brampton if you go to Oshawa. So Oshawa and Brampton the same perimeter kilometer.
Right.
So in Oshawa, you can get the house 100 to 150,000 cheaper, maybe sometimes 200,000 cheaper.
Wow.
If you just compare detached to detached in Oshawa, and distance is same, and you are next to the 407 on the north.
I never thought about that.
And on the 401, you have in the south. Plus, you have a GO station, which is only around 10 minutes from the center of Oshawa.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. Actually, Oshawa is where I went to school, so big up to Oshawa. Okay, so now the next question becomes, now the average price. I'm gonna ask you. This is very general. What are the average prices for, saying, a detached home, a semi, or a condo within the GTA, Greater Toronto area? You are in the market, so if you want to touch a little bit on it, in Toronto specifically, and even outskirts like Oshawa, Hamilton, Stony Creek, some of the area, what are the average prices for detached, semi, and condos?
Good question. I think everybody has this question there, and before they come to this market and invest or secure a house.
Right.
So we'll start with Canada. So based on my reading and what I saw, all the data, the average price in Canada is $500K.
For detached homes.
For detached.
$500,000. Okay.
Yes.
Canadian.
Yes. Then when you come to the GTA is expensive. So the average price in GTA, Greater Toronto area, is around $1 million.
$1 million for detached home average price. Okay.
And it's keep growing. It's keep growing around 8 to 10% minimum to 34% maximum.
Wow. A year.
So, and if you talk about only the Toronto market, in Toronto the average price is 1.1 million.
1.1 in Toronto specifically. Okay.
Yes. If you go to the central Toronto, it can go up to 1.5 million.
Whoa, 1.5 million.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and so there are actually there are many area within the Toronto is actually expensive, where it's pretty hard to actually get the house.
Okay.
When you come to the outside the GTA, Mississauga is also reached closer to 1.1 million in detached.
Okay.
Average price. Brampton is around 900, mid 900.
Okay.
When you go out to the outskirts, the average price is for the detached houses is ranging around 550 to 650.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So you can afford the houses I mentioned earlier in Stony Creek and Hamilton area, or you can go to Brampton, Paris, or you can go to Oshawa.
Beautiful.
So you can go there. Now comes to condominium market. It's a little different, and COVID situation had actually a negative impact.
Okay.
Because people are coming out from there, so more vacancy and more on sale.
Okay.
But still, condo market is not fully declined yet. So average price of condominium in Toronto is around mid 600.
Okay. Wow.
In the central Toronto is 700.
700. Okay.
And when you come to the GTA specific, we go outside the Toronto, it's around 550.
Okay, so that's still reasonable.
Still reasonable.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, so now comes the biggest question. In terms of, we all know that if you're buying a house, you need a capital, which is the financial part. What would be your, in terms of average down payments if someone needs a detached home? I know you have talked about the numbers in GTA, Mississauga, Brampton, and all these things. But walk me through the down payment. How much an individual will require to secure a detached home or townhome or a condominium? How much down payment they will need?
Yeah, so let's start with the detached house or freehold. So in freehold, it can be town, semi, or detached. These days, semis are less in the number, and the pre-construction more are the down payment you require is 20%.
20%
for the resale to avoid the CMSC fee.
To avoid that, yeah, insurance
So
fees, yeah.
yeah, so there are two type of mortgage: insured mortgage and non-insured. So insured is by CMSC when you
Right.
pay less than 20% of down payment.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is condominium market, then again it's same 20%, but it changes when you go to pre-construction.
Okay, what does
So
that mean?
pre-construction in detached they require 10 to 15%. Average is 10%.
Okay,
So 10% over 3 to 4 months. So sometimes some builders are offering 1 year.
1 year to pay down
Okay.
payment. Okay.
And then we go to condo market. Its average is 20% down.
Wow.
That will go over the 1 year to 2 years time.
So it spreads out.
Spreads out. That actually gives option for someone to save and keep paying those deposits and
Right.
secure a good unit.
Right.
So in nutshell, 10% for the freehold
Mm-hmm.
for pre-construction, 5%, 20% for the condominium,
The condominium.
and resale 20%.
What's it 20%? Thank you very much. Okay, so now comes also another great question is what is the best way to get a mortgage or to secure a mortgage? What are some of the ways? Because is it only the banking or you can actually go outside the banking and secure a mortgage where you can get a better rate? Or what would you recommend for individuals watching this channel? What is the best way to secure a mortgage?
I think before we think about actually securing a mortgage, I think we should also think about how much we afford.
How much you can afford?
Yeah.
Important.
So how much someone can afford. So if you can afford only 5 or 10%, or if you can afford 20% to avoid the CMSC, you have to do some groundwork. See how much is your income, what's your debt, and at the end how much you can afford. So there is if you can do that calculation by yourself, great. But if you are not able to do it, then mortgage broker or mortgage agent can help you.
Okay.
Because they know the lender what their calculation is. So some of them actually go for the debt income ratio. Some goes for the loan to value ratio.
Okay.
So if you before you go there, you have to prepare yourself.
Okay.
So you have to have all the income statements, all the actually notice of assessment, assets, liabilities, all the information with you.
All your financial picture, you have to have it ready. Okay.
To go there. Then, based on your income and your liabilities, expense, mortgage agent or mortgage broker within the bank or outside the bank can provide you the right advice to go for. If you're a first-time buyer, it's different.
Okay.
First-time buyer has many incentives to go for, so that mortgage broker and agent can also provide you those options. You have multiple options when it comes to lending.
Okay.
So you have a lender A, which are all the banks.
Lender A. Okay.
Lender B are the one which is actually still a bank or a financial organization that can lend you the rate if your credit history or incomes are not actually meeting the requirement of bank.
And what are examples of lender B? Like what company?
For example, Home Trust, Equitable Bank. Sometimes National Bank also provide.
National banks. Okay.
If you're not able to do the lender A and B mortgage, then you have other option. The last option is private lenders.
Private lender. Okay.
Private lenders are they actually do a less requirement check, but then their interest rates are very high.
Okay.
So one has to be very mindful of when before you go there. It's your last resort to go if you are stuck in getting the mortgage approved. Mortgage rates, as I mentioned, is very low. So if you go to lender A, you can get from 1.6 to 2.2 based on the resale, based on the uninsured and insured. If you go to the lender B, it will be 1 or 2% higher.
Okay.
And private will be 5% higher.
5% higher. Okay. Okay. So.
And I would like to talk about the home incentives for the first-time home buyer.
Okay.
So there are actually many incentives. If you're a first-time home buyer listening to this, you have 5,000 tax credit from government. You also have 4,000 of land transfer tax rebate when it comes to closing. Third, there are options from government that they can support you in your 5 to 10% down payment to buy a house. Okay. So they help you to actually, if you put in your 5%, they can provide the remaining to go above CMSC.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So those are the options there, but it comes with some of the challenges and there are pros and cons of that.
I see.
And others are, as a first-time home buyer, there are some other incentives that you can ask the mortgage agent or mortgage broker to provide, some cash
Okay.
or something.
Cashback, okay. All right, thank you. So I guess now let's talk a little bit about you and some of the services that you provide. And if anyone is looking for whether to buy a resale, pre-construction, or mortgages, or what kind of services do you provide, and what can you tell your audience about yourself and what in terms of they want to get to you?
Yeah, I provide real estate services in both residential and commercial, and I'm balanced between both pre-construction and resale, as I mentioned. So it provides opportunity for me to serve both customers. The one who is looking to go into the pre-construction to invest or buy something for the later date, or someone who is in immediate need to actually flip from the one house to another, or coming from the condominium going into the resale house, the freehold. And I provide an end-to-end service. So it's not only just buying the house. Always I say, there are 10 things to do. I ask my buyer to do one thing, come up with your what you want to buy, and leave the rest nine things on me.
Okay.
And those end-to-end services is varies from by resale and pre-construction.
By resale, by pre-construction, okay.
Yeah, and if it comes to resale, if somebody is selling it, we help. I have a team of renovation team.
Renovation team, okay.
We have actually all the staging companies to work with,
okay.
to stage it, photo shoot, to actually prepare a virtual tour to go into the MLS. And once done, then we also help in someone moving into when you buy the house program, someone moving into the house, if any cleaning needed, if any services needed within the house for a smooth transition. But the main thing when we start doing this purchase and sale transaction is about having the home inspection done.
Home inspection?
Having a mortgage in place. Also the lawyer services.
Okay.
So we have a team of lawyers, mortgage agents, and home inspectors.
And home inspectors. You have all these services?
Yes. So if you see in nutshell, we have all end-to-end services. So someone can think beyond the purchase. So I try to actually help right from the beginning to the end until my customer is settled down in the house.
Good.
When it comes to the pre-construction, there are many other factors where you have to actually buy appliances. You have to have the windows blinds installed. We have the other electric fixtures installed, garage door openers, many things you can name it. So I have a team of all the trades. They go into those pre-construction market after the house is closed, and they take care of all the needs of purchase, install, and service.
Wow. So it seems like you have a whole menu and the whole team working with you.
Yes.
Yeah. So Shiv, thank you very much for sitting down with me, and I'm gonna put your information under the description column, your number, your email, and in case if anybody wanna reach out to you for mortgage or resale homes or pre-construction, they can actually reach you. Yeah. So thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yes.
And look forward to work with your subscriber here, as well as anybody who's looking for the pre-construction or the resale in the current market.
All right, sir. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because this is getting better and better. We have one of the top agents here talking to us today. And make sure you contact him for any services in terms of real estate, mortgages, lawyers, anything. Contact him. Thank you.